So over the last 24 hours, we have had a bunch of new information drop when it comes to E3 2021, Nintendo confirming their presence there, and also the conversation around will we see Zelda's 35th anniversary celebrated as part of this event, or will we see it get its own separate direct presentation similar to how we saw for Mario in 2020. So today, we have to talk about what to expect from Nintendo at E3 2021. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below. Hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now guys, today we are talking about a very exciting topic, and of course that is E3 2021 and the now confirmed news that Nintendo will be at this event, and we even have the dates of June 15th through the 18th, which, believe it or not, is actually a Saturday for the starting of this event, which is the first time that's ever happened. It's obviously also the first time it's ever been a digital only event, so we know to expect some new things in the format of this year's E3, and hopefully by next year we see a in-person expo again where everybody gets together. But until then, we at least have the event coming back to life, as in 2020 we did not see it happen at all. Now today's video is all about whether or not I believe that we will see Zelda focused on at this event at all, whether that just be Breath of the Wild 2 or their full-on 35th Zelda celebration that I am still predicting will happen. I know that's a controversial topic, and there's a section of the internet that thinks Nintendo just forgot about Zelda, but that being said, I do think we will see some new Zelda information at this event. Whether or not that's the 35th anniversary direct, that's what we got to talk about now. So now that we have the picture painted for E3, we know to expect a lot from this event, as I don't think Nintendo is going to want to be outdone by the other companies that will be participating in this giant showcase over the course of the 3 days, because besides Nintendo, you have Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two Interactive, Warner Bros. Games, and Koch Media all participating in this event, and I think Nintendo wants to be the one to steal the show. Now, I do think we will see a lot of announcements from Xbox, obviously, as Microsoft is definitely trying to change the gaming industry with Games Pass right now, and then I think Sony will obviously be holding their own presentation around the same time, but not officially part of E3, as they have pulled out of this event entirely as of a couple years ago, and we have still not seeing them participate or come back at this year's event. But with all of that said, I think Nintendo will most likely, this is my prediction, will most likely make Zelda a part of this E3 presentation. So there's obviously two different ways that we can see them do this. Maybe they do it like this, where Zelda is focused on at the beginning of the event. I think it starts off potentially as a Zelda 35th Direct, and we see kind of the retro and the remake titles announced officially. So we get a full picture painted of what they're going to be planning over the next year to year and a half, and that's probably going to be the show opener. That's my at least prediction. I could be off on that, and maybe we don't see it as part of this direct at all, but what I'm going to go ahead and go on record and predict is that they open the show with some of the classic Zelda titles that we are seeing all the rumors and speculation around that will be coming to the Switch, like your Twilight Princess and your Wind Waker HD. Those ports obviously are done and can be easily moved over. You know, maybe we see some giant collection packs like a Ocarina of Time and a Majora's Mask combo pack, which would be fantastic. But whatever the plans are for Zelda in this 35th anniversary, I think is what gets announced at the beginning of this event. Then we go through the transition into all the other big Nintendo titles that we may see, like Bayonetta 3, or maybe some of their end of year holiday system sellers like your Mario Kart 9 or your Mario Party, a new Donkey Kong. I mean, really, we could even hopefully expect like a 2D Metroid, or at least some info on Metroid Prime 4. Maybe they give us a big trailer like that. We'd probably see a new Smash DLC character announced at some point, and then I think when all the fans think that we've gotten so much announcements already that we're not going to see anything else, they then close the show with a one more thing, with a Breath of the Wild 2 actual gameplay trailer and an official title and a release date. And whether that be 2021 or 2022 remains to be seen. I am still predicting it, as much as it seems aggressive because we haven't gotten any info on it so far other than the official announcement trailer. I'm still predicting it to be a 2021 title as a holiday system seller, alongside of something like a Switch Pro, which we are now even seeing more evidence of in the most recent 12.0 Switch update that came out yesterday. And data miners have already confirmed that this thing does support a 4K output in a dock of some sort. It's basically a firmware update for a dock. So call me crazy, but I think there's too much stuff that's pointing to a Switch Pro or Switch revision. And even if it's just a new dock that makes this existing Switch 4K, which I don't think is what's going to happen, I do think it's going to be its own revision, especially with the 7-inch OLED screens from Samsung being confirmed by Bloomberg and all of that stuff. So it's definitely going to be a revision, but let's just say at the end of the day, we can expect a 4K experience as far as the home console version of the Switch to be playable, and I think it goes alongside of a Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. And if you guys can imagine, if Nintendo really does pull this off correctly, what kind of time we will be seeing as far as, I mean, it's going to be hard to find. It's not going to be easy. This is going to be one of those scalper items, unfortunately, if they do launch it this holiday season, but it's absolutely what Nintendo would want to do to keep the momentum of the Switch going and take it to even new heights, as they're already seeing this potentially and most likely being their most successful console of all time. And I think this is how they do it. We saw an extremely light 2020, so it does sound like a lot to predict all of this, but you got to keep in mind, whenever that light 2020 happened, it's not that game production just stopped and came to a frozen halt. It just pushed a lot of things back. And I think that the second half of 2021 is where we really see Nintendo pull off the gloves and deliver the big titles, and that probably bleeds into the Q1 of 2022, where we already know to expect Pokemon Legends Arceus and the other titles that will be launched. You know, we even have at the end of this year already confirmed the Diamond and Pearl remake. So you have a ton of stuff to look forward to this year for the Switch. And even if we don't get all of it released at the end of 2021, even like the Zelda titles, I think that they're going to make this celebration last at the bare minimum until March of 2022. But we may even see it get pushed back past that. And now that is something that I want to discuss in a little bit more detail, because the alternative to this, if I'm not right in my prediction that E3 will be the place that Nintendo holds Zelda's 35th anniversary celebration, the alternative to that is actually not an April prediction like I was kind of saying before. I think we are getting farther into the month of April. I think new Pokemon Snap is basically their big title for this month, and I don't think we get a lot of announcements between now and E3. We may see some trailers drop here and there for different games, but as far as Nintendo first-party titles, my prediction is actually that we are going to see this take place after the release of Skyward Sword if we do not see it at E3 2021. Again, my first prediction is that we will see it there, but if Nintendo doesn't do it and fans are disappointed, I think they still give us a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer to close out the show either way, regardless if they acknowledge Zelda's 35th anniversary there or not, because that just seems like the game to close out a E3 presentation with. So I do think we get that either way. But let's say in the scenario that that's all they show us and there's no more focus on Zelda's 35th, well then the internet's going to go wild saying they absolutely have forgotten Zelda's 35th anniversary and we're not going to get anything. And then I think after Skyward Sword HD is out for a little while, so either at the end of July or the beginning to middle part of August is when we would actually see Zelda's 35th anniversary picture painted, and they would hold a specific direct around that, and then these titles actually come out a little bit later than what we were initially anticipating, and we may get some holiday 2021 ports, but we may actually see them push a lot of like the 2D remakes and the other rumors that we're seeing around Zelda titles that are in development from Grezzo and whatnot. We may see that pushed into the beginning part of 2022 or even the middle part of 2022. So that's kind of my opinion on the two different directions that Nintendo could take here, but I want to hear from you guys on what you are personally predicting, because this is a very exciting time as a Nintendo fan and as a Zelda fan now that we have confirmation that they are going to be at this year's E3 event. So make sure you leave me a comment down below on what your predictions are and what games you hope we see from this event, and also vote in today's community poll where I will be asking you guys how you think Nintendo will handle Zelda's 35th anniversary and whether or not it will be a part of E3 or its own standalone direct. So go to the channel on the community tab and vote in today's poll before you guys leave, and thanks for watching the video today. Thanks so much for watching the video today, everyone. I do truly appreciate you all sticking around until the end. I do at this point in the video want to invite you all one more time to join Sunbro Nation if you haven't done so already. Do so by subscribing below, hit the like button on your way out on this video if you enjoyed it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. That's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you all have a great day. Sunbro Nation, out.